Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. On today's video I'll be talking about if the USFL should have an expansion in 2024. Before we get into today's video, please smash that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell if you're new to my channel. Chances are if you're watching this video, that means you really love sports, and also drop a like on this video. So here's my opinion about a possible USFL expansion in 2024. I absolutely think that it would be cool to have more teams in the USFL next season. But at the same time, I think that the USFL should focus more on putting their teams in the correct locations for the 2024 season. If the USFL decides to put their teams in the correct locations for next season, then I would go ahead with an expansion in 2024. But if the league decides to use a hub again for next year and not put the teams in their locations, then I would feel that the USFL should wait until 2025 for a league expansion. So if the USFL decides to add more teams in 2024, they could always add old teams from the original USFL from the 1980s. They could also add new cities to the list for possible expansion locations. Now let's go to the list for original USFL teams to bring back for next year. The Jacksonville Bulls were part of the original USFL during its final two seasons, from 1984 and 1985, and were established in 1983. They played 2 seasons in the league and their overall record was 15 wins and 21 losses. In the 2 seasons that they did play in, they never made the playoffs, and their best record was 9 wins and 9 losses in the 1985 season. The city of Jacksonville, Florida is home to one major league professional sports team, naming the Jacksonville Jaguars of the NFL, and the city has several minor league teams. Many experts believe that had it not been for the Jacksonville Bulls' success, the NFL would have not considered awarding the city the Jacksonville Jaguars in 1995. Football is by far the most popular sport in the Jacksonville area. So in my opinion, I think that the Jacksonville Bulls would be a tremendous team to bring back in 2024. The original Arizona Wranglers were founded in 1982 until they merged with the Oklahoma Outlaws and became the Arizona Outlaws. They folded in 1986. In the 2 seasons that the Arizona Wranglers existed, they had an overall record of 16 wins and 23 losses. In those 2 seasons that they played in, they made the playoffs once in 1984, and their best record was 10 wins and 8 losses in the 1984 campaign. The state of Arizona has 4 major professional sports teams, naming the Arizona Cardinals from the NFL, the Phoenix Suns from the NBA, the Arizona Diamondbacks from MLB, the Arizona Coyotes from the NHL, and they also have the Phoenix Mercury from the WNBA. The last spring football team that the state of Arizona had was the Arizona Hotshots from the Alliance of American Football. So in my opinion, I think that the Arizona Wranglers would be a great expansion team from the original USFL to bring back and should definitely be on the list. The original Denver Gold were founded in 1982, and the franchise lasted until they folded in 1985. They played 2 seasons in the league, and their overall record was 27 wins and 28 losses. In the 2 seasons that they did play in, they made the playoffs once in 1985, and their best record was 11 wins and 7 losses in the 1985 season. Denver is the smallest of the 13 U.S. cities with teams from the 4 major professional sports. The city has teams from the NFL, namely the Broncos, the Rockies from MLB, the Avalanche from the NHL, the Nuggets from the NBA, and they also have the Rapids from MLS. The city of Denver hasn't had a spring football team since the Denver Gold folded in 1985. So in my opinion, I think that the city of Denver should get the Denver Gold back in the next USFL expansion, if that happens for the 2024 season or in the future. The Los Angeles Express are an original USFL team founded in 1982, and the franchise lasted until they folded in 1985. They played in all 3 of the USFL seasons played between 1983 and 1985, and their overall record was 22 wins and 34 losses. In those 3 seasons that they did play in, They made the playoffs once in the 1984 campaign, and their best record was 10 wins and 8 losses in the same season. The city of Los Angeles has 14 professional sports teams, and that includes 2 NFL teams naming the Chargers and the Rams, 2 MLB teams naming the Dodgers and the Angels, 2 NHL teams naming the Ducks and the Kings, 2 NBA teams naming the Lakers and the Clippers, 1 WNBA franchise naming the Sparks. They also have 3 soccer teams, 2 in MLS, naming Los Angeles FC and the LA Galaxy and the Angel City FC from the NWSL. The Los Angeles Express had a Hall of Fame player named Steve Young as their quarterback from 1984 to 1985. So my opinion is that this would be a great idea to bring this team back to the city of Los Angeles in the next expansion whenever that happens. Now let's go to the possible city locations. Miami, Florida is the second most populous city in the state after Jacksonville. The city has an estimated population of 439,890 people. The Miami metro area is the 3rd largest in the southeast and the 9th largest in the United States. Miami has 5 professional sports teams, of which 4 are from the major professional sports leagues, naming the Miami Dolphins from the NFL, the Florida Panthers from the NHL, the Miami Marlins from MLB, the Miami Heat from the NBA, and the Inter Miami CF from MLS. In the city history, they have had 3 total football franchises, with 2 no longer in existence. The one that's still around is the Miami Dolphins from the NFL. The other 2 are the Miami Seahawks from the All-American Football Conference and the Miami Tropics from the Spring Football League in 2000. If the USFL decides to add an expansion team here, they would be the second spring football league in the history of the city, but would be the only one at the moment currently. In my opinion, I think that Miami is a great location for a USFL team either in 2024 or in the future, and especially because they don't have to compete with the XFL. The city of Portland, Oregon is the largest city in the state. The city has a population of 652,503 people, making it the 26th most populated city in the United States. And it's the 6th most populous on the West Coast and the 2nd most populous in the Pacific Northwest after Seattle. The city of Portland is home to 3 major league sports franchises, naming the Portland Trail Blazers of the NBA, the Portland Timbers from MLS, and the Portland Thorns FC from the NWSL. But at the moment, they don't have a football team yet. Despite the city being the 19th most populated metro area in the United States, Portland contains only 1 franchise from the NFL, NBA, NHL, or MLB, making it the United States' 2nd most populated metro area with that distinction, behind San Antonio, which also has only 1 NBA team called the Spurs. The Portland sports fans are characterized by their passionate support of their teams. Between 1977 and 1995, the Portland Trail Blazers sold out every home game. That's a span of 814 consecutive games, and that's the 2nd longest streak in American sports history. Since the Portland Timbers joined MLS in 2011, they have sold out every home match since joining the league. In my opinion, I think that this wonderful city should get a USFL expansion team as soon as possible. And one great thing for the league is that they don't have to compete with the XFL in this city. The city of Omaha, Nebraska is the largest city in the state. It's the nation's 39th largest city with an estimated population of 487,300 people. The city doesn't have any professional sports teams at the moment, but sports have been important in the city for more than a century, and the city plays host to 3 minor league professional sports teams. Omaha has hosted the annual June NCAA College World Series men's baseball tournament since 1950. This city currently has 1 football team that plays in the Champions Indoor Football League, and they are called the Omaha Beef. They also had a team from the UFL from 2010 to 2012 called the Nighthawks, until the league folded in 2012. This would be a great city for the USFL, because they don't have to compete with the XFL or any major outdoor football leagues. And they would also be the first spring football league in the city. I would say that this city is a wonderful location for a USFL expansion team either in 2024 or in the future. The city of San Diego, California has a population of 1,386,932 people. It's the 8th most populous city in the United States. The city is the home to only one major professional sports team, called the San Diego Padres from MLB. But the area is home to several other highest level professional teams, minor league, semi-pro and amateur teams, and college teams. San Diego used to have a NFL team called the San Diego Chargers from 1961 to 2016, and unfortunately the team moved to Los Angeles. Since the Chargers moved, they did get a spring football team from the Alliance of American Football called the San Diego Fleet, but they folded in 2019, and since then they haven't had a professional football team. With this great city going through the loss of the Chargers of the NFL and the Fleet of the Alliance of American Football who folded on them, San Diego has a passionate fan base. Perhaps the USFL can win over the broken hearts of Chargers fans. Just because the NFL was stupid enough to leave this wonderful city, the USFL should take advantage of this and add a team in the city in 2024 or in a future expansion. So those are the possible locations for an expansion in 2024. What locations should they consider? Let me know in the comments down below. Before you leave, please smash that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell if you're new to my channel. And if you love sports, this is definitely the channel for you, and also share this video with more sports fans. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Nathan, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Just keep loving sports.